Hey, since you're seeing this, then you're still watching my old channel. I've started a new channel and I'm posting videos like this regularly. So if you like what's coming in just a few seconds, come on over and subscribe. The link is in the description below. Thanks, and I'll see you soon at the new digs. Hey, welcome to this Alea Jacta Est gameplay video. If you ever imagine ruling the Roman Empire and leading your legions on campaigns of conquest, then don't miss a minute of what's coming up. Hey, welcome. Well, as you can see, today I'm going to do a little Alea Jacta Est. Now, let's just get this out done up front. I actually did have Latin in high school, 2 years, 1972, started that. And so I feel really ashamed that I'm going to butcher the Latin in here. I mean, it has been, you know, almost 50 years, guys. I'll do my best. When I butcher it, I butcher it. It's just the way it is. Could be worse, it could be Chinese. Anyway, what do you say? We're going to do this game today, and I've been trying to decide what I want to do. It's kind of, well, maybe I'll do a tutorial now that I figured it out. But I don't think I figured it out enough to do a really strict tutorial. Well, there's some really good tutorials out there. I may even link one fella's channel. I can't remember his name right now, but it's really good stuff, and he spends a lot of time and just tears things down a bit at a time. I don't want to do that. I want to play some games. I want to do this. I want to watch the game play. But to do that, I need to explain some things as we go. So it'll be kind of a funky hybrid. So let's go ahead and get in there. Enough talking about it. Let's do that. We're going to do a short one. Septimus Severus returns to Parthia, 197 AD. It's 36 turns. Look, there's 226 turn games in here. All right. We're not going to do that. This is going to take long enough. And it's a cool little scenario, in Mesopotamia against the Parthians, and they're tough, tough, tough. So we're going to do that one. While we load that up, please consider subscribing. Hit that bell notification so that you'll know when I've uh, posted a new video. Share with your friends who like this kind of thing, help out the channel, and leave me a comment. I know that some of the guys watching this probably have played this, will know some things I don't know. You can correct me, help me if I say something silly, or if you got questions you think I can answer, leave a comment. Let me know. Let me go figure it out. We'll try to learn this thing a bit together. So Rome wins if she conquers Mesopotamia without losing her initial holdings. Regnum Parthorum when the Romans cannot meet their objectives. Okay, so it's on us. All right, awesome. Severus strikes back 197 AD. The scenario describes the Parthian offensive in the east while a civil war between Septimus Severus and Claudius Albinus takes place in the west. And in a second stage, a violent counterstrike of Severus that led him far into the heart of Mesopotamia. Rome must first hold on to a maximum of Roman cities and provinces in the east, then wait for Severus' return to counterattack and capture Mesopotamia. The Parthians should strike deep in the Roman lands and then hold their conquest as long as possible to delay Severus and his strong armies. Okay, I didn't read that quite right, but whatever. First, for those of us who love this period, this kind of game, look at it. It's beautiful. I just keep, every time I look at it, I go, God, I want to play this thing. Now, it's a gigantic map, and it gets real spastic when you use the mouse, so I use the keys, and we'll zoom around a little bit. And you can see the entire Mediterranean basin, well into northern Europe and Britannia. Hey, look, there's Denmark, for God's sake. Hell, there's Norway. And way out east in lands of the barbarians, right? There's Scythia, Sarmatia. Anyway, it's beautiful. So, it just makes me want to play. I just love it. Zoom in a little bit. So let's go around the map real quick so we know what we're talking about. One, this is cool. If you lay on an area, it tells you it's a mountain. It's in very harsh weather. Talk about this, that, plus the tooltip. Over here, clear and fair. There's a rainy area over here somewhere. I keep looking around. Anyway, it'll show you if it was raining. Very nice. This tab, victory points. This tab, national morale. This tab, engagement points. We'll get into that. This tab, money, denarii. This little statue, decision mode. This little statue, military recruitment mode. Here, different map modes. Let's get out a little bit. That is ownership, which right now is the same as allegiance. That will change. Supply, or where it's flashing green, it's good. Where it's not, it's okay. And where it's brown, it's not so much. Now, I suspect, and I'm right, that's in the fog of war. We really don't know what the status of supply is over there. Strategic locations. That's where we get our victory points. Most of them anyway, excuse me. Provinces, grand regions. I don't like this mode. It's terrain. I don't find it very useful. And it's ugly. I don't like ugly. And current weather. So that's clear and fair. There's rain. You can see it shows that up. Well, you know, when I'm on it, you can see this thing up here shows the rain. That's kind of cool. It's important. I had some gigantic Roman army running down this road. I expected them to get someplace pretty quick, and the weather turned, and they bogged down. So weather's important, something to watch after. Down here, we have our multi-purpose display. Right now, it's showing messages, which includes political options that are available. And if we click on these things, usually it brings something up. Right, that brings back that information on the scenario. It's also used for military recruitment and for decisions. Okay, let's talk about how to get a turn underway. What I like to do is make the decisions I need to make up here in the forces, the production, the imperator, SPQR, diplomacy, map, whatever. Get these decisions out of the way. Right now, the forces is interesting. These are all the forces on the map. You can hide land forces. You can hide fleets. You can hide units that are locked. You can hide units that are inactivated. Just go down the line. You can click to hide stacks with an ammunition allowance of 3 battles or more. Yeah, okay, so that's all cool. The other cool thing about it is you can, let's say, hide the naval forces and say, you know, I kept them minus. Click on that and it takes you there. There he is. Very cool. F2, production, delectus. When you train units, you'll see them here. We'll have that going in a minute. Over here is replacements. If you click on these, you buy a chit for replacements. And I think the rules say it's worth 60. Well, you can see the demand right now is 450. It's 60 for, and that's for legionnaires, line infantry. For light infantry, it's 60. For skirmishers, it's 65, 30. Okay, so that's what we have to find a way to supply. Well, this is 20,000 denarii a pop. That's 10,000 denarii a pop. 100's not going to get us very far. I think what I will do, having played this a little bit, is go ahead and buy, train a unit. Now, this guy right here, get out of that. He's got a little tiny force. He's got this little auxilia unit. He'll get reinforced. I'll send some more troops his way because he's useful running down raiders, and the Parthians will do that. They'll run up in here and besiege little cities and stuff, and you need somebody who's keeping them honest. So I'm going to click on this, and I'm going to select this unit, the Roman Vexillatio. Now he costs 60. All right, only got 100. He costs 60 denarii. And it'll take 4 months, 120 days to train him. I'm going to grab him, click, drag, and drop on that area. And now, if you look up here, these different tabs are the different forces in the area. There he is. He's got no cohesion, no strength. He's training. There's a fleet in the area. There's the force you see there in the area with the legatus and the auxilia. And then there's the militia in Trapezus. So that's how you recruit units. All right, and we have some decisions to make. I'm not going to get deeply into this, but there's all kinds of things going on in here. Very cool. Sieging, scorched earth, circumvallation, uh, boy, I haven't, and merchants. Right now, we're going to do some merchants. If you hold the mouse, float over it, and click, it'll tell you this decision has these effects. If it succeeds, 5,000 denarii. It's good for a 500 turns and applies its effect every turn. So that's 5,000 denarii. That's 60, wasn't 60 denarii, 60,000. 5,000 denarii every turn, basically, for the game. Well, there's 4 of them available. We'd like an extra 20,000 around. So let's click and drag onto a green area. Only the green areas is it allowed. One. And some funny sound effects. I don't know. Yeah, okay. All right. I don't know who thought that was a good idea for that particular sound effect, but there it is. Okay, now we go F2. We're going to use the rest of our money to get some more reinforcements in the pipe. Now you can see, looking at that, it says that there are 5 available. So there's 5 chits worth 60 each usable right now. Those will get absorbed by the guys on the map immediately. We're going to get one more for 20,000 denarii and a light for 10,000 denarii. And we're going to stop holding 10 in reserve. Probably not smart, but I got to think about not using all my money. Okay, now you get all this. Here we are, 11 minutes in, and all I've done is talk about this stuff and show you a few things. It's overwhelming. It was to me. It just made me nuts. But really, here's the thing. I'm going to use a shortcut key, R shortcut key. Click R, and it takes me to a unit. Click R, it takes me to a unit. And that's pretty much it. Those are only guys that we can do anything with right now. So there's some complex stuff going on here, a lot of things to think about, but there's only a handful of toys and a relatively small number of decisions to make. So it's really, you just got to get in it and play with it and screw up. Okay, just bottom line. We do need to check some of these guys out. This is a Legion and Petra. If you look at him, he's got 2 bars. The one on the left is cohesion, the one on the right is his strength. And you can see his cohesion is 23 out of 76, and his strength is 42. He's really in a mess. The way units recover cohesion and strength is resting. Now, when you click on him, you also see this display over here for 3 Cyrenaica, okay? And these are the different cohorts. And they look to be at about 50% strength. I believe, I'm still sorting this out, I believe they can regain strength anywhere that they rest. But they really gain strength back better in cities and certainly in depots. If you hold your mouse over that little one right there, it says size 11 city, current supply level 75, that's good. Damascus has a size 1 fort and has a size 2 depot. Now I'm pretty sure that you can only replace, if you lose one of these outright, you can only replace them at a depot. So depot cities are important. You can build depots too, and we might do that. So right now, these guys' cohesion is so bad, I'm really not worried about them getting their strength back. I want them to get their cohesion back because they move better, the quicker when their cohesion is high. So we're going to leave those guys alone. There's only one person I'm going to move right now. We're going to get up in here. Come on, mouse. Rex Lucius Aelius Megas Abgar the Ninth. He's the king. This little kingdom here is a client kingdom as best I can tell. You can see his loyalties to Rome, but the color is different. And he's got this lime green chartreuse thing happening, and he got it like he's got a sailor's cap on. Okay, or maybe I should say a yachting cap on. His little tiny force, you see his power is 423 7 units. That's a tiny little force. The Parthians are coming up this road and up this road with 100,000 guys. This bunch cannot defend this at all. So we're going to pick him up, click, hold, drag, and drop him on Melitene. I want to cover Melitene. Let's hold the mouse over here. It's a size 7 city, a size 1 force, and a size 4 depot. It's also a castrum. Castrum Legionis. This is the home camp of a legion. It produces regular replacements. I want all the replacements I can get. So we're going to send him up there to cover that until we get all this area under control. We'll probably fight over this before it's all said and done. He'll also be useful, a force that size, for chasing down those raiders. But right now, I just don't want him getting crushed down here for no good reason. Now, movement's interesting. I just clicked and dragged, and the computer figures out where to take him. But I could hit delete twice and change it. I could say, well, drag him there, drag him there. Take 33 days to get there. That's not too smart, but I could do it, and there might be reason to micromanage your movement during the game. But right now, just go get there in 23 days and hang out. Okay, I think I've covered everything. Except we want to raise some money. Okay, these are your F3, F4, SPQR. The actions here in this case, cost 5 engagement points. We have 20. That's enough. 2 national morale. Nobody likes more taxes. And 25 victory points. That's bad, but we need the money more than we need the victory points right now. We'll get victory points. So I'm going to click on that and make that decision. So we'll have our normal income. We'll have, actually income comes once a year in February. You got to manage the money, your expenses. You also get other income, but you get the big income in February. You have some stuff that happens randomly here and there sometimes. And it can be big money. But we've got the merchants working for us. We've got that 200 denarii coming. Next term, we'll have a little bit of money, and we'll spend it on mostly on replacements. Right now, we're going to click the button finally and see how things work. All right, on some machines, this is slower. Right now, it's not doing much, so it's going to be pretty quick. Later in the game, that'll take a while. Okay, here they come. Oh, yeah. See little raiding forces jumping out into Euphrates. Dun, 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 dun. Now, this display gets interesting. Our merchants are active at Uruk, Charkan, Susa, and Partha Orientalis. Right. Parthia Orientalis. So we got 4 of them going. 20,000 is cool. Our merchant fleets delivered 5 denarii. I'm not going to go through that in detail, but when you click on this, if there's somewhere to go, it'll take you. Upkeep was 16 denarii. The garrison of Nisibis has been mustered. That's because he's being besieged by the Karen Manus, and so it's mostly horsemen. Cataphracts and Equites Secretary. Anna has mustered their garrison because of this little raider right there. That guy made it to Melitene. Gaius Domitius Dexter is active. Yay, Dexter! I don't have anything for you to do, but that's cool. Now, when you're on this display, you right-click, and it comes right back. It took me a while to figure that out. I wasn't too smart. Gaius Aufidus Victorinus is now active in Colophon. All right, these guys are all ready to go. He was locked. No, he wasn't. He wasn't locked. He was locked. They've rested. They're looking good. They've rested. They're looking pretty good. It's time to get them moving. Secretary 1 is, okay, that should be that guy. Okay. And new military options are available F3. Well, we're not going to be building any fleets on the Euphrates. Like I got 50,000 to waste on that right now. So let's go through the steps. I want to go to F2. It used 6 chits and got us down to 335 from 460. So obviously that's not exact. The numbers evade me. I'm not real sure how that works. I've been reading and still not sure. It means I'm either not thorough or it's not obvious. And it needs to be obvious for an old man. We're going to spend some real money here. Let's burn through 100,000 to get some legionary reinforcements. Now later we'll start. Right now there's no reserves. Right here there's a couple. Later we'll spend money on these. Right now I just want to bring people up to strength. It leaves me 122 to play with. Let's go to recruitment. Now I know that inside of a year or so, 6 months, a year, whatever, sometime in the not too distant future, Severus is going to show up here. So I want to have some units ready to reinforce him. If I click on that one, that's not the one. Equites Macedonia. Okay, Roman Equites Macedonia. When it's green, you can recruit them there. So I click, drag, drop. And then turn this off and click there again. We can see that he's at about half strength, no cohesion, and will be ready in about 90 days. That auxilia is locked right now, can't be moved. There we go. So we don't have a lot of money left. In fact, we got virtually no money left. So I think that's probably the end of recruitment. Let's look at decisions. I don't think we'll do anything here. Yeah, there's just, I don't even want to get into it. I just don't see much utility in that right now. We've got some moving I definitely want to do. So once again, we can just use that R key. Okay, it's taken me to the Legion 3 Cyrenaica. Now, its cohesion is now 76 out of 76. Its strength still low, but look, they're up to 125 from 45. So this unit has become consequential. He is active. Leaderless forces that need command points are always activated but move slowly and fight badly. Okay, well that's fine. They're not going to fight. Click and drag to Damascus. Be there in 13 days. All right, the Judea Exercitus in Samaria, led by Legatus Lucius Annus Fabianus. Required command 7, provided command 4. 15% penalty. That's not good, but that's okay. We'll fix this. We'll get some command down here. These legions have got their cohesion together. They are substantially stronger, but they're still not up to speed. But I want them to go up here to this depot city. Well, oh, golly. I tell you, I'm cough, cough, cough. I need a cough button. Other thing to notice, you see these two little balls? This shows us not the size of the unit, but a relative number of elements under command. So you look and see this 5, you go, I got a bunch of guys. Well, it might not be a bunch of guys, it might be a bunch of small units. Right now it's saying it's a level 2 in terms of the number of subunits in his command. We're going to click on him, drag him to Damascus. Now, if you hold him over Damascus, he'll go there. I don't care. I just want to get into the area. That takes us to Palmyra. This guy actually has a fairly effective unit right now. And I'm tempted to go over here and smack him. But you know what? We're going to be very patient in this game and not hang these guys out to dry. Palmyra is a pretty good place. It's got a level 1 depot. But I want to gather my... Well, you know, I'm going to leave him alone. Coming to think, I'm going to let him go ahead and sit there. Because we'll get enough replacements that he may come up to strength that he might actually be useful. And he has 4 command points, and he needs 4, so he can actually move. A legion and some auxilia is about as good as a legatus can do. All right, this guy. One, we've got a new leader, and we would see that if we came out here and dug through this. There he is. Let's look at the leader. The little thing in the upper left, Cavalryman, level 1. 10% combat bonus for all cavalry units and stack of clear woods, hills, steppes, or desert terrain. That's cool. And he's seniority level 7 with a 3-3-2, which is strategic 3, offensive 3, and defensive 2 rating. This whole bunch is under the command of Cornelius Annullinus, who's seniority 3. So if I take this guy and drag him into there, this guy's in command. And so I'm going to leave him in command here because they're going to end up with more horsies than this bunch before it's all said and done, I believe. And this guy's going to be running around in a lot more wild areas. So I want Cornelius Annullinus to move to Damascus. So there he is, on his own, moving there. And now this stack is under his command. It's inactive. It's got 20 command points from leaders and needs 10 to operate. That's awesome. That's great. Now we're going to get these guys. Cough, cough, cough. It's a bad cough day. To Antiochus. So a click, drop, and see what happens. Well, it says he gets there in 33 days and he's following, except he doesn't exactly follow the road. I don't know why he changes. If you don't like a move, just use the delete key and step it back. I don't like that. He's going to go to Heliconis and then go here. It still takes 33 days and he stays on the road. It doesn't matter, but I'm going to do it anyway. That, and I want him to stop along the way. So let's back him up. He gets there in 27 days. He'll have a few days to rest, and then he'll move in the next round. This guy, click, drag. And look what he did. 65 days marching through all these mountains that are all full of snow and crap. And you know what? It's February, and this could easily turn into snow all the way while he's on the way. And this guy get caught out here and can't move. Got to think about these things. So no, 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 no. That's dumb. We're going to tell him there, and 20 days and rest. Well, you know, let's go 30 days. Who else do we have to worry about? He's fine. Don't care about him. We're going to leave him sitting there. Leave him sitting there. Everything's looking good. We've bought that. We have not bought any reinforcements. So I don't think there's anything left to do, right? Except push the button and let's watch it happen. And more going on, so it's taking longer. Apparently it's writing script files, you know, it just takes a while. All right, the leader moved where we needed him to move. The Parthians are, oh, there's a substantial army moving there. There's a really substantial army at Singara. Things are looking scary. Okay, now this is a fight going on here. See, we're losing. A little bitty green and a lot of red. They're assaulting they've got about 10,000 guys. That's rough. Doesn't look like it. All right, real quick. Parthia is besieging Nisibis. They're besieging Annan. I'm just clicking on these messages and it's taking me where I need to go. They've made a breach. That's what that says right there. This is a level 2 fort. He needs 2 breaches before he can assault, unless he has the assaulter characteristic. Merchant fleets generated some income. Upkeep was 16 for our units. He made it there. And now we can put him in charge. All of a sudden, this bunch can move. 16 command points, needs 7 to operate efficiently. They're great. They are in great shape for our cohesion, but they're still weak. Same thing here. What else? Okay, we know they've moved there. All right, 3 Cyrenaica has moved there. he's made it to Tarsus. He's in really good shape. Great. Uh, Now this is first Castra Praesidium Anna engaged. That was that fight we saw. And here we can click on the battle. This is neat. And what we see here, I don't know if I can fully understand it, but let's go through it. It shows the forces engaged. There's 4,200 men in the militia. He attacked with almost 19,000. We lost 2,644 men. There was Roman javelinmen, there were Roman archers, there were legionary cohorts, and Limitani militia there. They took 4 hits. We took 40. That must be 10 hits each. We took 40 hits. They took 30. They took 1 from ranged fire. And this gets a bunch of detail. Yeah, we were in defensive posture. Your combat luck on dice. How's that read? Your luck rate on dice was 51. So you can dig through this in excruciating detail. It says we were defeated, but we didn't lose the city, which is cool. And he lost 2,400 men. We lost 2,600 men. We're going to lose that place at the rate it's going unless we do something to stop him, and we're not in position to do so, I don't think. Asia Manus has ruled. Okay, he's made it to here. Man, they're in great shape. These guys are almost up to strength. And their cohesion's taking some hits from the movement. You can see, let's go through this. We got 13 victory points. We're accumulating victory points every turn. Right now we're getting 19 a turn, and it has to do with the cities we have, and you get victory points otherwise. Our morale is good, or at least hasn't changed. We've got 23 engagement points, and we've got 1,753,000 denarii, over 1,000,000 denarii to play with. And that is how things go. We haven't seen a lot of combat. We got a lot of training to do. We take a look at here. You can see we still have a lot of legionary replacements to buy, and even some supply replacements to buy. And we need to build a reserve in here so that they're available immediately. But things are rolling right along. Yep, we're not going to build a fleet yet. No, we're not going to do any of that, I don't think. No historical options. There's the big map showing where they are. Nothing's changed in here. They're getting 22 a turn. They're ahead of us. And it's going to stay that way for a while. What you can't see here is there's also, let's see, here you can see it here. This area has been pillaged and it's besieged. This is just a little fort, is what it looks like to me. So, yeah, size 1 castrum. So there's a fort there that they're besieging. My guess is it would be wise to move these guys. Well, I think we're going to let it roll because these guys still need to get replacements. They're just not strong enough. And this guy is, oh, he's got foot, peditatus, cataphracts, equitegs, auxilia, and impedimenta. He's got a supply. He's got a lot of units under his control, twice as many. Now we might be pretty powerful here. I mean, this legion's 127, but he should be over 200. Well, be patient. Let this stuff build up and strike when we can. In the meantime, we've hit 33 minutes. I think it's time to put a cut in it. Hey, come on back and see how this goes. I appreciate you taking the time to watch, and we'll see you again soon. Hey, thanks for watching. Now there's a picture of a funny looking little boy up there. It's me when I was a kid. If you click on that, it'll help you subscribe if you haven't done that already. Then hit that bell button to enable notifications and leave me a comment. Let me know what you think. See you again soon.